In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. A galaxy consumed by endless conflict, ruled by a decaying imperium and threatened by alien horrors and demonic gods. Humanity survives, but at the cost of freedom, sanity, and billions of lives. Technology is worshipped as religion, and knowledge is feared. The emperor of mankind, a corpse on a throne, is both god and tyrant. Space Marines, superhuman warriors, fight with fanatical devotion. Every alien race is a deadly threat, the swarm of Tyranids, the mind of the Necrons, the madness of chaos. Hope is a heresy. Mercy is weakness. The future is a nightmare fueled by eternal hatred and blind faith. And yet, fans love it, because no universe is darker or more epic. Event Horizon, 1997, is a sci-fi horror film directed by Paul W. S. Anderson. The story takes place in the future when humanity is exploring deep space. The crew of the ship Lewis and Clark is sent to investigate the disappearance of another ship, Event Horizon. The Event Horizon disappeared during a mission 7 years ago. In 2047, the spaceship reappears near Neptune. But something is terribly wrong. A rescue crew boards the ship and finds it seemingly abandoned. Something returned with the ship, something not human. The gravity drive, meant to fold space, opened a gateway to another dimension. That dimension is pure chaos, endless torment, suffering, and evil. The ship has been to another dimension, and now it seems alive, haunted, and hungry for pain. Crew members begin to hallucinate, turning on each other in madness. Captain Miller struggles to keep the crew together while trying to understand the ship's malevolent power. One by one, the crew members are killed in increasingly horrific ways as the ship tries to drag them into its hellish dimension. In the end, they discover the ship is a gateway to hell, where human suffering and fear become reality. And in that void, salvation is just another illusion. The Wandering Earth is a Chinese sci-fi film based on Lu Cixin's story, released in 2019. The sun is dying, and humanity tries to save Earth by turning it into a giant spaceship. Thousands of engines are built to push the planet out of orbit. Billions die during the launch, for a chance at survival. The survivors live underground, in isolation, ice, and despair. There is family, friendship, heroism, but drowned in hopelessness. Every mistake means death. Every step is a fight against an uncaring universe. Humans save Earth not out of love, but fear of being forgotten. The future is not stars, but endless cold and the weight of guilt. The Wandering Earth terrifies by showing humanity saving itself at the cost of its own humanity. Love, Death and Robots is an animated anthology series from Netflix, launched in 2019. Each episode is a standalone tale of the future, tech, war, or human decay. Here, robots kill for sport, AIs erase memory, and consciousness is for sale. Humans lose control over their creations, and become beasts themselves. These worlds look stunning, but rot from within, sex and violence replace meaning. Soldiers become monsters, monsters become gods, and gods don't care. Every frame drips with coldness, cynicism, and doom. Even love here is manipulation, addiction, or illusion. Humanity doesn't evolve, it degenerates alongside its tech. Love, Death and Robots is scary not because of monsters, but because we become them. In the 26th century, humanity discovers alien artifacts called markers. These markers emit strange signals that cause hallucinations, madness, and death. The signals reanimate the dead, transforming corpses into grotesque monsters called necromorphs. The mining ship USG Ishimura uncovers a marker on a distant planet, unknowingly dooming its crew. Isaac Clarke, an engineer, travels to the mining ship USG Ishimura after it goes silent. The ship is drifting near a dead planet called Aegis 7. Clarke expects to repair systems, instead, he finds a floating nightmare. The crew is gone. In their place are necromorphs, reanimated corpses twisted into monsters. The marker twists minds, making people see their worst fears, or their lost loved ones. Isaac's journey becomes a descent into a world of hallucinations, trauma, and flesh-twisting terror. The deeper he goes, the more reality crumbles, time, memory, and even his mind begin to break. Survival means dismembering your enemies and your sanity. Dead Space shows a world where science, religion, and the human mind collapse into nightmare. The Expanse is a universe where humanity has colonized the solar system. Mars is ruled by a strict military regime, Earth is controlled by corrupt politicians, and the asteroid belt is a harsh place where people struggle to survive. At the heart of the story is a struggle for power between the planets and the colonies. Mars is covered with red dust, Earth's cities are crowded and polluted, and the asteroid belt is filled with broken stations and mining ships. The characters travel between ships, planets, and space stations, facing danger and betrayal at every turn. The Earth looks rich and powerful, while Mars is cold and military, and the asteroid belt is a dark, cramped place where survival is always uncertain. One of the central mysteries is a powerful alien technology that has the potential to destroy or save humanity. The space battles are intense, with massive ships fighting in the cold of space, firing lasers and missiles. There are alliances and rivalries, with each faction trying to get control of the alien technology. The Expanse shows humanity's potential to both rise to greatness and fall into chaos. Alien is a sci-fi horror film about a commercial spaceship that receives a mysterious distress signal from a dead planet. The world they land on is windswept and dead, black rock, acid rain, and an alien ship half buried in dust. Inside the ship, walls of bone, silence, and something waiting. Back on board, the corridors are tight, industrial, dimly lit, more like a prison than a home. The alien grows in secret, hiding in vents and shadows. The only sounds, dripping water, clanging metal, and panicked breathing. The crew is isolated in a metal coffin drifting through space. Outside is the void. Inside, a perfect killer. The company wants the creature. The crew is expendable. Alien is not about survival. It's about knowing you won't. Dune is a classic sci-fi novel by Frank Herbert, published in 1965. It takes place on Arrakis, a desert planet where every drop of water is worth a life. Here, melange is mined, a drug so vital, without it the galaxy would collapse. To control the spice, the Empire wages brutal wars and sacrifices millions. Paul Atreides, a prophet raised as a weapon, unleashes a galactic jihad. His religion turns masses into a fanatical army that burns worlds. Paul sees the future but cannot stop it, even if it means genocide. Power here means betrayal, blackmail, and sacrificing your own humanity. Science bows to cult, reason to prophecy, and the self to destiny. Dune is terrifying because it shows how easily humanity becomes a mob for a greater cause. It's an epic about power, religion, and the cost of prophecy.
Now try clicking on the next video before I finish counting. 3, 2, 1, you lose.